Right everyone, and welcome back to another video of the F123 Driver Career Mode with Ferrari, episode number 34 today for the Australian Grand Prix of Season 3, round number 2. If you missed the previous episode at Jeddah, you can go and check that one out, but it was a miserable, disastrous debut for Ferrari, in which our teammate Carlos Sainz took the win ahead of Yuki Tsunoda. Joe Guan Yu, surprise names there on the podium as well. But of course, first of all, it's time to change our livery. It's time to say goodbye to this livery. Ah, that's better. Yes, it's the Ferrari Vegas livery being used as a sort of base, but my plan was always to use this livery when it came to the game. Santander are a big player in this Season 3 career mode. You know, they are the title sponsor, and hence why, you know, this is a very Santander vibe livery. Also with, of course, a little bit of Las Vegas dashed in as well. Yeah, I mean, if it was up to me, they'd keep this livery. Maybe next year, you never know. 2024, please, Ferrari, have a nice back to white, maybe. We'll have to wait and see about that. Yeah, overall, not too many changes. It's more evolution of the livery we had in Jeddah and in pre-season. But anyway, we're going to focus on R&D. Now, something else that's changed, apart from a few minor livery changes as well to the Aston Martin and the Mercedes, especially the Aston, which has had a change due to the latest patch. We're going to put a tyre wear. Now, I have modded the tyre wear, so it is less. It's not ridiculously AlphaTauri levels. If you must know, it's a 0.8 factor. I think that's the best. It's probably going to be the best of both worlds, and somewhere where you can sort of match the AI. That's the target with modding the tyre wear, not having the ridiculous what happened in Jeddah. But anyway, we're going to purchase that tyre upgrade anyway to help us out even more. And a slight ER, I think that's a rear downforce or front downforce. Can't quite remember which one it is. That's a minor one that's come on the car, which brings us ever so slightly closer to Red Bull. Pretty much the only other team to bring an upgrade to Australia is Alfa Romeo. So yeah, of course, we move to qualifying here in Melbourne. Now, I should point out, Melbourne hasn't always been the best track for me. This new layout seems to be a little bit better for me. You also notice there the Alpine's being recoloured, by the way, as well. Yes. But Melbourne, of course, well, we're down in P9, so I'm hoping for a top 10 start, because we didn't manage that in Jeddah. If not, then the AI are in that phase where the race pace, they are half a second slower in the race per lap than they are in qualifying, which is very frustrating when you're trying to go for the same AI between qualifying and the race. It's not always happened as well. We're 10th a bit up on Gasly, half a tenth up on our best time, which we need a bit more than that as well. I've gone, as usual, if you know me on this 2023, I always go for the lower wings. It should help us here with the 4 DRS straights that we got on offer here in Australia. I hate these turns, turn 9 and 10. That actually looked very clean. Don't know if it was fast though. That is the problem. We now enter almost the final sector, really, which really is very easy. A series of corners. This hairpin has always caused me issues as well. At the back end, sliding out in time trial, but it seems to have stabilised a bit here. And a few of the earlier rounds, I think, also stepped out, which is why we gained 2 tenths. It's a bit slow at the final corner though, so it's not quite 2 tenths. And well, it's P11. Yeah, I think, I mean, a mistake at the final corner would not have saved us, I don't think. I know we're close to Tsunoda, but I don't. It's only we're losing fractions. We're only slightly better than Hulkenberg, so Yeah, I need to work on the AI and see just what I can get away with, trying to find that perfect balance. So yeah, we'll see what we can do from the length of the grid. Time for the race.
Few places embrace Formula One like Melbourne. It is a truly brilliant sentence to say. Welcome to the Australian Grand Prix. It's a relatively new look at Albert Park after its 2022 redevelopment. Turns 1, 3, 6 and 13 are all wider than they once were. We have thrown turns 9 and 10 into the bin. We do still have 3 DRS zones that will give our drivers that opportunity to overtake. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Sainz, Norris, Ocon, Gasly, Russell, Oscar Piastri, Bottas, Tsunoda, Phoenix, Hulkenberg, Leclerc, Joe, Magnussen, Albon, De Vries, Sargent, Liam Lawson. Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. And we welcome Natalie Pinkham to the comment box once again. Nats, no weather issues to worry about. It is dry and glorious out there. Everyone can focus on the racing.
Well, the regulations aren't new anymore, but the teams and the drivers are still coming to terms with them. I firmly believe it's also track specific. We've seen some wheel-to-wheel racing throughout the year. Some tracks lend themselves better to it than others. I'd like to see it at every race in the whole season. Is that too much to ask?
Okay, we've got that relief of having points on the board finally, so let's keep that form up and get another top 10 finish today, please.
A point, you mean then? But yeah, forgot to mention it's a Red Bull lockout, so interesting how what they can do, considering the fact they had a double DNF in Jeddah. Will that Ford engine survive? We'll have to wait and see. Race strategy is going to be a one-stop, no messing about this time. Soft, medium, straight up. Let's go. 5 red lights. The Australian Grand Prix, and after a little bit of a hold, away we go. Tsunoda on the mediums had a poor start, as had the McLaren of Bottas, I think. Piastri trying to move across. Can we try and have a look around the outside? Piastri into turn 1. No, we can't. He going side by side with the Alpine. No lost life between those two teams there. We're up to P9 though, which is probably where we would have qualified in our first run. There's a huge dive bomb on both Piastri and Gasly. We're up to P7. That's a huge dive bomb. I mean, it's only 2 cars. It probably would have been a bit more had the Mercedes been a bit closer. We might have gone into the back of him as well. But it's a good start up to P7. We just need to have a bit of qualifying. We're going to almost having a look at George Russell there on lap 2, lucky not to go into the back of our compatriot, who is 3 Brits in a row, 7th, 5th, 6th and 7th. Here's a replay on the ball on the rear of the DHL Mercedes, and again, you know, it was a lunge, but we need to make us moves as quickly as possible because Sainz is rapping away with his championship already, and as we can see here, he's on the back. He's already overtaken, I think that's Verstappen, and now he's going to go past Sergio Perez. The Ford engine is slower than the Ferrari, by the way, which is not helping for them. They're still going side by side, but Sainz will eventually take the lead. Although is Perez going to come back? He's got the slipstream and going into the final corner, but Sainz is able to hold off Perez. We set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, although I suspect Sainz might be able to match that. You know, he won the opening race in Jeddah. He's looking to win back-to-back races, and he leads for now. So he dive bombed down his side of George Russell. A lovely, simple move at that corner as well. Now, Sainz is able to scamper away because the 2 Red Bulls are fighting for second place, and Verstappen is now through in front of his teammate Perez. As there's a bit of a kerfuffle. Ocon up here, of course. I forgot to mention him as well. Great qualifying from Esti Besti there as well. We tried to look at Norris there, but nothing doing there. Russell's over the back of me. We're going to have to wait with DRS. Favourite turn 3. Thank you very much, Lando. We're up to P5 as well. Next up is Ocon. the Alpine. We don't know what with the Alpine, but before we get a replay, Norris went a bit wide, made contact with Russell, and Russell has lost his front end plate, left end plate, because of that. And as a result, he will have to make he's holding up the rest of the grid an absolute treat, allowing the rest of us to scamper away at the up and leave the two McLarens to battle. But Russell is not in good form in real life, apart from his podium in Abu Dhabi, and he's definitely not in good form in this series. It's 3 wide there. Gasly trying to get, I think that's both McLarens. He's going to get Bottas, though, who's slightly fall down the grid. We're going to get past Esti at turn 3, up to P4. So we're making very good progress. Next up is Perez, because he's just been overtaken by Verstappen, forced out by Verstappen, and he gets such a horrible move here. Perez went up the inside. Verstappen went up the inside. Perez tried to hang it around the outside, and then just, we just followed Verstappen through there. I'm up to P3, and now we're all over the back of Verstappen, and we're going to dive Verstappen in the position he overtook Perez a lap earlier. So it's a Ferrari 1-2 on lap 7. So the race pace is fantastic. The qualifying pace needs to be a little bit more. Otherwise, because that gap is increasing as a little bit of dive on the inside, and what's going to help us scamper away is the two Red Bulls are battling as well. Perez back in front of his teammate and 4-time world champion in this series, Max Verstappen, as well. But we're coming into the pits then at the end of lap 13. Sainz, I can't match him. I think he's an AI, because the AI have, and I still think, superior tyre wear on this game, and obviously he's got the same tyre wear that I have. So yeah, 2.2 second stop. Though onto the mediums, we're going to come out in P4. So yeah, Sonoda and Zhou, funny enough, not having such a good time of it as they did in in Jeddah. They'll pick the following lap onto mediums, onto hards rather. As Verstappen though has undercutters, and that's Logan Sargent going slowly, and the American, who is not under contract in real life, is out of the race with an engine failure in the Williams, and not that he'll be getting anything else than P20 in the championship anyway. Verstappen's going to last pass with DRS. The AI are always better than me in that third DRS, which I always hated when they added it. But we're going to come back at Verstappen lap 17, around the outside turn 3 this time, not the inside. There's a slightest bit of contact there. We have the inside for turn 4, able to make the position there. So I said to Verstappen, he did give us the room. It was slightly my bad with the contact, but nothing menacing there. And we're up to P3, back up to P2. This battling is helping Sainz dominate this race. He's going to dominate the championship at this rate, as Verstappen has another go there. Verstappen this time, he seems to be stronger also out of the hated turns 9 and 10 as well, where he gets the 4th DRS zone as well. He's going to have a go here as well on lap 20. Our tyres are wearing nicely. It's just hopefully that they're wearing the same better than Verstappen's as well. Meanwhile, a long way behind, Valtteri Bottas has not had a great shot time of it. He's behind. He's battling Lawson. He's behind AlphaTauri, so it's not been a great race for Valtteri since we saw him earlier in the race with that McLaren battle, as our tyres are going to go up over 25%. So dive down the inside to keep P2, keep Verstappen behind. And behind us, Perez and Norris are having an absolute ding-dong as well. Ocon sort of being dropped by these two. He's just waiting for something to happen. But these two are having an absolute scrap and a half, still side by side through the final corner onto the main straight. Who's come out on top? It looks like it's Sergio Perez, but Norris is not going to give up easily. He takes the racing line into turn 1, and Norris keeps the lead, keeps I think that's P4, excuse me, as well. So great racing between Norris and Perez there. We move back to RPV at lap 25. Verstappen having another go, but unable to get past again as well. as well. There's a replay, and you know what we need to sort of trying to be a bit fair there, and then squeeze them out into turn 9. You know, we did. To be fair, we tried to be harsh but fair, and not do what Hamilton did on F122 career mode ages ago, and Verstappen had a little bit of a wobble there, which is why I lost a bit of time. As well, jumping to lap 26. Safety car deployed! What on earth has happened here? It's Gasly. Gasly was up in the points as well. Alpine were going to get double points, a double point score, but I think that's going to put Gasly out of the points because he's doing a 10,000 point turn. So that's such a shame for Gasly, who'd recovered into the points ahead of the McLaren. That would have been some decent points for Alpine. I think he was like 7th or something, you know. But yeah, the safety car comes in at the end of lap 27. Verstappen has decided to slow down. Yeah, but we're right with Sainz. Can we have a good launch? Losing all the ERS. Go to the outside for turn 1, round the outside and up into the lead. Carlos Sainz will be fuming. He dominated this Grand Prix, but it's not over there yet. On to the last lap. Our tyres are starting to really go off now. 34%. You know, they're starting to get worn. Sainz might have better tyres. He's staying behind though. You know, we have used pretty much all the battery. We're going to use it through this final straight. No DRS enabled, of course. We're going to defend the inside and then sort of be the middle into the corner. Take the apex first. Now, there's only one part. Sainz needs a good exit out of the final corner if he wants to run up to the line. Because the start-finish line here is a bit deep there for me. Will that be costly? We're wide again into the final corner and not the ideal exit. We've got some ERS. Sainz is right there. He pulls out. But we've won the race.
Natalie, fill us in. What was it that helped the team achieve their success today?
I want to know if that was as easy as it looked. An absolute masterclass today.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today and a stunning win for Ferrari.
Apologies about the recording cutting out there, but I can confirm we did cross the line. I mean, it was literally there at the end there, if you want to go back and re-watch that bit. Yes, first race win though. Sainz might be celebrating on the podium, but he must be fuming. He was half a minute up the road. Then the safety car comes out. I'm pretty sure Pierre Gasly has just been eliminated from Carlos Sainz's Christmas card list. As well. Verstappen was fastest lap, but the Red Bull race pace didn't overall look great. I mean, yes, I know Verstappen was 3/10 behind. So, you know, it's Red Bull's first points. Ford has survived a race. You know, there's promise as well for Ford, because Magnussen in the dog of Alpha Tauri was 13th. So, you know, there is lots of positions to gain. You know, so the drivers look like this. Sainz has an 18-point lead, but I've overturned worse in the past, so it's not over yet. A few bad races for Sainz. You know, if the Red Bulls can get involved, then, you know, because Structures is pretty much done already. We only have 2 races. Yeah. So Noda's still third. I don't think Aston Martin quite have what it takes really. As well, especially if only one of their drivers is scoring points. You know, Williams have had that know what that feels like, and Aston Martin too at times this season. That's just gone by. Yeah, for Verstappen, can he mount a title defence and win a 5th championship? You know, he is way behind. But we're still yet to be convinced by the Ford engine and race pace as well. So yeah, so that's where I'm going to leave it today's episode. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel. See plenty more F123 drive equipment videos as when they come out. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.